One.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Nerds One Quest. I am your host and DM, JC Dittmer, here with three nerds because math is hard. The first one, the man on the ones and twos, dialing us all in here this morning. Tom M. Norman playing Aaron.
I feel 5 pounds lighter.
Yeah, I believe it. It's a good BM, not DM, BM. We'll do that for you. Next, of course, we have Ryan Crixus Kukta.
Giving you the content you know you want, people.
The content you
one end.
deserve.
In one end, out the other. Last but not least is the Lazy Dragon, the Lore Master, Genius, Jeff Williams playing Doc. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Also feeling 5 pounds lighter for those on the podcast. It's because my face lost 5 pounds. And hair.
And your face is full of shit.
All right, let me wipe that.
Yeah, after going to that tavern last week, who knows? Or 2 weeks ago.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
You had to
my
remind me of that.
3 times. So, Jeff, would you like to give us a recap? We got kind of an abbreviated show here, so we're gonna.
Right, I'll try to do an abbreviated playback. So last week's episode, Aaron headed over to the place where Torgs usually stays when they're in town. Didn't look like anybody had been there in a long time. He snuck around the back, checked out a shed, which was full of shed tools and things, and a strange opening in the back near a plate and set of silverware with small footprints leading out towards the woods. Well, that was an interesting echo.
Norm, that looped.
Yeah, I put in my headset to listen. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah. So after not finding too much in the shed, he decided to check the back door. Upon unlocking it and opening it, the lights came on, and Aaron ran and kind of watched. Nothing else happened. He decided it was safer to not go into a building with all the lights on, and so he headed back. Meanwhile, Crixus, Doc, and Ellie at the inn were being attacked by a bunch of bounty hunters who Doc and Crixus took care of. And turns out they were bounty hunters looking for the kitten killers, so we had to make sure that there were no witnesses to that. In talking to Marta, the innkeeper, she said that they were working on the bounty set by Dita, the druids for the ethical treatment of animals, and that she wasn't all that concerned and she'd take care of reporting the thugs to the authorities. And upon giving us a different room, we ended the session heading back to bed.
All right. So your night goes by, the rest of it without issue. And dawn arises. What would you like to do? Well, as much of dawn as there is in an eternal night. Land of eternal night is probably what I meant to say.
Well, after our night, I'm going to need some food and stuff, so I'm going to head down. Is Ellie moving?
Yeah.
Or is she...
How is Ellie?
Yeah, how...
Not doing well. She's moving. Slow. Steady.
So every
Gotcha.
time I'm around Ellie, I'm gonna start yelling
She
really
burped.
loudly instead of talking normally.
So you go downstairs. You see her come down the stairs shortly after you, very slowly. You see her stop about halfway down the stairs and burp, and kind of, and then continue down the stairs. She pulls out the bar stool next to you and kind of sits up on it and puts her head down on the bar.
I'm gonna say really loudly, "Hi, Ellie. Good morning."
Can you give me a water when the bartender comes by?
um, are you sure you don't want any fire water? Hair of the dog, something to
No.
get you moving again, get that alcohol flowing through your veins.
Did I fight someone last night?
Boy, that's a loaded question. You,
I feel like I got hit in the gut.
well, first of all, it's probably the alcohol.
Mm.
We do how much do you actually remember of our trip to the Blue Clam?
I remember it being busy. I remember miners, like pickaxe guys, talking about a mine. It was a nice. Oh no, he wasn't a nice guy. I hit him, didn't I?
Well, you did the dumb thing of trying to kiss him on the cheek, and he turned his head to kiss you on the lips, and then that pissed you off. So I actually had to carry you out while running because I didn't want to start a bar fight.
Beyond the drunken, like her pale drunken demeanor suddenly just becomes bright red as she hears you telling this story back, and she gets very quiet and she says, "I just need a water," and puts her head back down on the bar. More, you get the idea to hide from this night that she had than anything. Crixus Doc,
Ellie.
at some point here, you would come down,
Yep.
find Ellie on the bar. Aaron sitting next to her, speaking
I'm gonna
rather
yell.
loudly to her.
I'm gonna yell really loudly as you guys walk down the stairs. Hi, guys.
Oh. I think I need to go back to bed.
No.
I'm gonna go up to Ellie and just kind of, give her a light massage on the upper back and say, "We're gonna need Ellie at full strength today, so let's get our energy back."
I don't
Why
think
are
Ellie's going to be full strength for another 2 or 3 days, Crixus.
Why are my wrists sore? It looks like they were like chafed or something. The hell's that about?
Are there still bodies in the bar? Or are they?
No, everything's been cleaned up and is gone. Like you wouldn't even
Good.
know anything happened. Like walking past
Mhm.
the rooms and everything is.
Not sure
Doc.
why the chafing. I mean, it was just a quiet night last night.
Yeah, nothing to see. Move along. I'm
Doc,
gonna.
let's get us some breakfast.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna. If Ellie's
breakfast.
head is on the bar, I'm gonna go like this and just like, no, don't Ellie, let her figure it out at some point. We'll just talk about it and she won't know.
Bacon. I want bacon.
Well, that's a good sign.
So you guys order breakfast. Ellie gets some food in her. She starts responding a little better. She's still holding her head and complains of headache every once in a while or someone talking too loud. What would you like to do with your day?
How busy is the bar right now?
Not very busy.
Okay. If there's nobody in earshot around us, I'm going to kind of, in a low tone, kind of tell everybody about my trek to the house and about the light popping on when the door opened up and the little footprints in the shed and all that fun stuff.
Like from the Chewingas? Oh.
Sure, now you pay attention.
We were looking for him and the lantern lit up. You found him?
I don't know. Little
You
footprints,
found...
man.
Where'd you find them? Where'd you find the footprints?
Well, if you've been paying attention, the shed, which is behind
Shed.
the house of
Okay.
what's his face?
Yeah, the Torg's building. Got it.
Yeah.
Ah, she lets out a big yawn.
So yeah, I'm going to.
And burps at the tail end of it.
Ugh.
She's got a 17 and a 20 in her con save throws to keep her alcohol down so far.
I'm going to say that the Blue Clam, as much as we may want it to be a place of hanging out while somebody, because it's not going to be an earshot of the horn, is it? That's pretty far away.
From where? From the
south?
south end of town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't
Yeah,
reach.
it's probably too far.
And they're coming into town today, right? Or they maybe? I'm trying
Could
to remember
be.
the time.
Supposedly. Theoretically.
We've only been here for like a day, so.
If they only
yeah,
stopped
not even
for
a
one
day.
day. They only stopped for one day in what is the name of that other town? Targos?
Argos.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if they only stopped for a day in Targos, they may be right here in Tourmaline today.
So I say
Well, you will appreciate
Oh, go ahead.
that Aaron, you'll really appreciate. We found that Cutting Wind was a pretty interesting place.
Yeah.
The bartender's name is Jeeves. They got gold plates and crystal goblets, and the patrons look rich. I think it's a place you definitely want to go.
Doc, make a deception check. Make an insight check, Aaron.
Oh,
Oh shit.
7.
Aaron's insight.
I'm rolling.
I'm not 100% sure Crixus can hold back his giggling either.
Well, that's up to you whether you start
9.
giggling. 9? Yeah, you sound. You don't quite believe him. You sounds too good to be true. He's laying it on a little thick. You see, and you happen to see Crixus giggling over his shoulder, kind of hand
Yeah.
over his mouth, kind of.
Crystal goblets.
The Cutting Wind, you say? The Cutting Wind sounds fancy.
I tell you what, if one of us is going to go in there again, I think it should be you.
I think that means I should avoid it at all costs.
Here, here. All right.
So, on that note, let's head to the south end of town. Let's kind of wander down that. Or, actually, let's wander past the house so you can see what the house looks like. We'll just take a walk past it and then head south to kind of keep an eye on it.
Before we leave, I just want to say if we happen to come up on a plan as we're scouting today, that's great. Otherwise, in the evening, I think it makes sense to wait until they occupy the house and then try to draw Suffolk out. And the shed might be a good place for us to surprise him from.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Just a funny side comment. If you watch when I was watching the playback, there was a comment that I didn't see in the chat that we should have put those 3 bodies in the shed. See what happens. I thought that was I laughed out loud when I saw that.
Oh, I missed that comment too. Huh.
We don't have that problem anymore.
Nope. They
No.
are taking care of Anna Colin.
All right.
That
so
would
I'm
have actually
ready
been
to.
really interesting.
Yeah, that actually would. Ready
We
to
have a
install.
little conversation with Marta, make sure everything went as planned, expected, and there's nothing pointing our direction.
last night's unpleasantness?
Mhm.
No, everything's fine. You're good.
I'm gonna ask her for my cape back too.
Yeah, here. And she hands it back to you. It's folded. It's been washed. It's clean.
Thank you. I'm gonna give her gold.
Thank you very much. She kind of does the dealer thing and takes the gold and taps it on the bar twice and pockets it. Well, have a good day, folks. And then you see her go behind the bar and she takes this like blue bottle out and she kind of pours from it into a little small flask. And she taps Eliana as she's getting up from the bar. And she, here, drink that. Be better.
Oh,
Ellie kind of looks at it.
More
Burps again.
valuable than any alcohol in the bar.
Burps again, looks at it and goes, "Oh yeah, thank you," and then drinks it down. It's not instantaneous, but she does take a deep breath, and she seems a bit more ready.
March, is there
Genius froze.
a town or a market location?
A town or market location?
A time, like a time that the market is open, similar
time.
to.
Oh, like the market in no, the market here they usually set up near the road to the mine. They've been moving it closer and closer to the bar since the mine has been shut down. They used to catch all the miners on their way back from the mine. But now they've been setting up near the bar because that seems to be where everyone kind of congregates and goes. So they set up there at sporadic hours. Most of the time in the earlier morning time, you'll get from now till probably about noon, different stations popping up, different tents popping up and trying to sell stuff.
All
There's
right, good
something
to
you're
know.
looking for.
Just wondering if we're gonna encounter a lot of people on our trek.
This time in the morning, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no,
Market goers. So you guys head out
Alright.
towards where?
Um,
the
so do you want
blue
to?
plant? Cutting
I
wind?
wanted to go past the house on the north just so everybody could see it.
Oh, yep. The house. Torga's house.
Yeah.
Or Torg's house. Respite? Is that where you rest? Yeah. Respite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Respite.
That's what. Respite. So you go walking north and you end up taking that road in from the gem mine towards the blue clam. And you see it. You do walk past it. Some of your footprints you can see in the snow from the night before, kind of coming around that other building. So, the you go by. You see the house. The lights are off. It's been sorry, I brain farted there. Completely just. I'm looking
No
at the
problem.
map and my head just went, "Ow!" I'm like, I am not thinking about anything.
Did you get enough sleep last night?
No, I got 1 hour of sleep. Can you tell? I got coffee.
Well, that's all you need then.
I thought all you
Yeah.
needed was love. All you need is
It
love.
is love.
Da, 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 da. All you need is love. Love. Love.
So you end up going by, and like I said, all the lights are off. Aaron, do you point out your tracks around the other building, into the back in the shed, kind of?
It didn't snow or anything, right?
No, it hasn't snowed.
Okay, so yeah, I'll kind of say most of these tracks that are around here are mine.
That's back where the Chewingas were.
Back on the back side of the house next to the shed, yeah.
Ellie pulls out the lantern and lights it,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and it's blue. The fire on it is bright blue.
Ooh.
I thought it didn't get stronger as we got closer.
They're nearby.
Right?
Hang on a
Awesome.
minute. Hang on a minute. And she goes back and she does the little kid thing of like walking in Aaronon's boot prints, trying to follow his footsteps back to the thing.
Doc's
Her
not gonna stop her.
Her investigation check, she ends up finding the little footprints. Do you guys follow her at all? She has walked around this
Crixus
building.
does.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
She's following these little boot prints out north into the woods. And she's got the lantern and she's just following them. At this point, she's kind of ignoring the lantern and just following the footprints very carefully and not trying to step on them or smash them or crush them or anything.
Crixus is walking behind her, so he would see the lantern.
Yep. And it's still blue. It's shiny, like, holy cow, something's here. You're watching her, and she starts slowing down, and she turns around and goes, Shh, I think I see something. And in a small little clearing under one of the trees, one of the pine trees, there are these 3 little elemental guys. Little, like, faceless twig type. They actually kind of scare you at first, Crixus, because they look a lot like the figures that jumped off the fireplace in the building where you first met these two.
Yeah, I mean, they sound like the little, like, twigs of the Blair Witch.
Yeah, except they're much cleaner. They look like it's, like, finished wood. It's, like, wow, sanded and filed down and rounded off real well. And they have, like, little shirts on, and one's got, like, a little robe on. One of them is sitting on the edge of a plate. There's a plate sitting on the ground, and he's sitting on the edge of the plate, and he's just kind of sitting there, very properly, very upright. The other 2, one of them has the knife, and the other one has a fork, and they're mimicking cutting food. And they mimic cutting food, and they stop, and the one with the knife takes the knife and puts it down on the plate and goes over to the one with the fork, and the 2 of them pick it up and mimic feeding it to the other one that's sitting up there very properly. And he's mimicking eating food. And they notice you.
Adorable.
They turn their faces up and they look at you. Doc, have you been following along as well? Or did you stay out on the road? Or did Aranon go? I don't even know if you 2 went.
I was gonna see what Aranon was gonna do, so we didn't split 3 in 1 party.
Yeah. Aranon, did you follow?
Yeah. Ellie followed your footsteps until she found the little Chewinga footprints, and then
she found the
followed that
Chewingas
into the woods.
All right, I probably followed her.
Okay, so it's important that you, Aranon, this is the plate and knife and fork you saw last night inside the shed. You recognize it right away.
Yep.
And you heard the whole scene, them mimicking eating in front of you, right? So they turn and they look up at you, and there's no eyes on them. They kind of have a blank face. They're kind of like those carvings of moms and daughters and fathers and sons. Those I forget what they're called, but there's a famous set of these things. They kind of look like that, and they look up at you. And you waved, Crixus?
Yeah, just like that.
And he stopped. He does the head motion you do, and does that, and then goes, mimicking eating.
So has
Crixus
Ellie
is gonna look at Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah, has
Ellie
Ellie peed herself from like excitement and glee yet, or is she holding it together?
Apparently completely forgotten how hungover she is. She has an ear-to-ear grin. Her eyes are as big as $50 here. And she looks at Crixus, and Crixus looks at her, and she says, should we join him? And so she goes walking over, and she sits down at the plate, and then starts mimicking eating. And the one that was mimicking eating goes back to doing it, and the other 2 grab the fork and knife. How long do you sit there eating with them?
I mean, probably only a couple minutes. I mean, 4 minutes.
That's a long time to pretend to eat. I'm not
See,
doing that. I'm just gonna stand there and watch.
I mean, Ellie is gonna do it until the sun comes up, which will be forever, effectively. So,
up on that get lucky. So she's sitting there and she said, "Wow, they're fascinating." And then she takes out paper and starts trying to draw what she's seeing. And she's as she's like drawing, this is actually a fairly decent drawing, but she looks at you, Crixus, and she goes, "I don't wanna. They seem so docile. I don't wanna like grab one."
I understand.
I
You
wonder.
could invite one to come with us.
Maybe. Okay.
No.
They
Yeah.
may be receptive to this.
Aaron, be nice. If it just follows us and it doesn't slow us down, what's the big deal?
Be nice. Am I being mean? I didn't kick it yet.
You don't.
Yet.
Don't. She says, pointing a finger at you. She stands up right away. And these little guys are watching this whole conversation go on. And they're watching her and they're watching Crixus, and they see the smiles on Crixus and Ellie's face, and they look up at Aranon, and he's kind of mad. And the one stands up and looks at Aranon and then kind of shifts his position and then just kind of crosses his arms and stands like Aranon standing.
I'm going to point to him and say, okay, I like this one. But
Ellie,
what are we going to do with it? Like, are we going to...
she wanted us to bring it back to the... If we can get it to follow us, we can bring it back to...
No, that's
back to the temple.
That's right.
That's what she wanted. She was going to give us money for it, Aranon. If we can get him to follow us back
Oh,
there.
that's right. Money. Yes. You're
Yes.
correct. Okay.
The magic word.
Hey, buddy. Hey, how you doing? I got some fake
Well-
food back over there.
Kind of looks at you and points at you and...
I suggest we try to keep this little family together. Any way we could bring them all?
Ellie stands up and she kind of looks at them all and goes, and then she's like motioning towards herself and then marching, like a marching motion. And the one kind of standing like Aranon just kind of looks at Aranon, looks at Ellie, and goes, and nods his head once. And you get up, you start walking away, and this little guy starts just marching through the snow after you. He's following you behind. Where would you like to go? You have a tail now.
Oh, let's bring him back. Let's get that cash money.
I don't think we're going all the way back to Bryn Shander today.
That's right, Bryn Shander. I was
In
thinking.
Bryn Shander, yeah.
So now we have a family of little tiny weird things following
Well,
us.
yeah, the other two went back to cutting food.
Okay.
And just the one is following you guys. And they are totally they're eating, they're playing with the fork and trying to feed each other with the fork and stuff, and it's actually really adorable.
Do you
I'm saying
think?
it.
I'm gonna ask Ellie. Do you think he would want to travel in my bag of holding? Because we're gonna be doing a lot of stuff and a lot of dangerous stuff.
I don't know if the bag of holding's the best spot for him. Things
I'm
can't
not-
live in there, can
I'm
they?
gonna go down on a knee, open up the bag of holding, and kind of put it on the ground so he could walk in. Be like,
He walks over to it and he kind of looks at it.
Come on.
And he looks at Ellie. He looks at the bag. And he looks at Ellie. And he points at her. And she holds her hand out. And he climbs into her hand. And she just kind of sits there holding him. Just, all right, shrugs.
All right, I'm gonna close
And-
the bag of holding and throw it over my shoulder. And...
Does one of these, and the little guy climbs up on her pauldron of her armor. He finds a good place to hang on and just kind of sits there.
Now we're
Hangs
talking.
on.
Well, that's
They got
good.
a mascot.
We maintained the rule that there's no air in the bag of holding.
Oh, there isn't. Oh, that would have ended tragically then.
He
Yeah,
would have
and if
went
he
in the
would've
bag
gone
of
in there-
holding when Ellie goes in the bag of holding.
Funny
If he
thing
would have
is-
gone in there, there would have been an air elemental in the bag of holding.
The funny thing is if you're undead, you can go in the bag of holding, no problem. You don't need air.
Fair.
Um,
I'll remember that later when I bring something back from the dead.
As we're walking away, I'll
Crixus is gonna have an ambush bag of holding that he just dumps skeletons out on people.
That's
Shake
a
it
really
out.
good
It's an
idea,
army.
actually.
Yeah.
Think
just
about it. Write it down.
You got to come up with some way to turn it inside out instantly. Like throw it and it goes inside out, and there's suddenly skeletons.
Well, if you wanted to
I-
do like a
Oh.
hijack, you could get the high ground and you kind of stand up and we could lure them in, and you can just kind of hold the bag upside down and shake them on top of the group of whoever's coming at us.
Now I got to do the
If you
calculation. How many skeletons
were-
can I fit in the bag of holding?
Yeah, if you were an
Map it out.
artificer and could make a bag of holding every day, you just puncture the bag of holding, they all fall out.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be fun.
So as we're walking away, Crixus and be like, "Do you think those dishes were the old ladies?"
Or anyone else within this town. Who knows how long they've been stealing dishes? There could be dishes scattered all across this forest.
So you guys,
Are you thinking of returning them to the old lady?
Nah, just curious.
so you end up
Continue
going,
on?
continue on, walking back through the footprints that were there already. And you get back on the main road and start heading towards the Blue Clam. And as you get there, the road that leads north out of town to the Lonely Wood, you see some of these tents and stands set up. You do make an investigation check, or actually perception check. It'd be perception check. Sorry.
Everybody?
Yep.
I should use the dice roller. 5.
14.
14.
Also 14.
14.
All right, the 14's Doc. You're kind of interested in the snow or whatever. Let's see. Ellie is interested in the chewinga on her shoulder. She rolled a 2.
Sounds right.
Yep,
Yep.
that is very accurate. The fact that she
Nice-
hasn't walked
nice
into
tell
a
of a
tree yet
story.
is astounding.
Aranon and Crixus, you do see one of the stands that is got the Torg's logo on it.
Oh. Is it
I'm not-
populated?
There are a few people there. Salesmen you saw at the last place. You do not see the target at all. What was his name again? Sorry.
Seth.
Cephik. Yes, you do not see Cephik at all.
I'm going to nudge Crixus and say, "Do you think we should walk down that area? Just to get a peek?" I'm kind of thinking we should.
Couldn't hurt. We're travelers. They sell wares.
Yeah, I suppose we could stop and inquire about what they have and if they were getting anything new in today.
Ah, indeed.
All right, I'm gonna head down that way then.
All right, you head down that way. There is a, let's see. Hang on 1 second. Go here, and then I figure out. There are 3 dog sleds that have been kind of piled up in the back, and there's 6 dogs kind of kenneled in by them. Torga is actually there. There are unpacked and display crates and small canopies that keep the snow off of them. There are a lot of like daggers, swords. A lot of the stuff that is presented seems like Aranon, for you especially, it's kind of a red flag. It looks like the type of stuff you would steal from someone in Fence. A lot of stuff similar to what you've stolen in the past, mixed amongst your typical wares that people would like, whale fat, cold weather gear, crampons, snowshoes,
Beer.
beer, yeah, ale.
Which would be frozen.
Ironically, or not ironically, you actually see him pour one out into a small keg. And when they're pouring, it's warm going into the keg. There's like steam coming off of it and everything. And they seal
gonna
the
ask
top of
Ellie.
it.
I'm gonna ask Ellie
Yeah.
if she wants a drink.
No. And she's still kind of looking at the little guy.
Ellie, focus.
What? Yeah, no, we found one. And
No shit. No shit. Hey,
yeah.
point it out again. I didn't see it sitting on your shoulder. Pay attention.
Okay. What are we looking for?
Oh my fucking god. You know what? Do you want to go back, take a nap, and just cuddle with your friend? Like, would you rather
Can
go?
I?
Yes, go.
Oh. All right. Yeah. Come and get me in, like, I don't know, an hour. she turns around and walks off.
I'm just, I throw my hands up in the air. Can we leave her here? I'm actually going to look at Doc and Crixus and say, can we actually just leave her here? I think this is it for her. This is her nirvana.
Maybe next time we go to Bryn Shander.
She's gonna be sad when she has to give it away.
Oh, we should have taken a second one just so that she could keep one.
Ooh.
Well, we know where to harvest more.
Harvest.
We
True.
can find them.
Oh look, Torgs.
Yeah.
All right, Crixus will go up, and I'd like to go and just review the wares that they have, and then just try to identify some faces at Torgs. See if this is any faces I've seen before, any eyes that I've seen at any of the other towns, just to kind of see if this is the same traveling party.
Same traveling party. There are 4 workers that are working the stalls, all nearby. You don't see Sefik, which is strange. He was always nearby when they had the stuff like in the market when you saw him. And most people's like hired hands for protection are nearby when.
So the question is he here and we just can't see him, or is he not here?
What town did we come in from just recently?
We came from Bryn Shander.
You came from Bryn
They
Shander,
came-
but you went.
Torgs. They came from Bryn Shander.
They came
too,
No,
right?
They came through.
They went through Targos.
Yeah, Targos.
Okay.
And you guys actually went just right past Targos on the road. You went
Yeah.
on the road and kept going because you could do it in a
Okay.
day.
Can Crixus? I'd like to just go up to the place and say, "Yo-ho, gentlemen."
A female dwarf
Oops.
turns around and looks at you and says, "Oh, don't worry. The beard, it throws people off." And she's got a beard similar to what Jeff actually had last week. A shorter kept beard.
Oh,
Oh,
no
no.
disrespect.
Ah, none taken. Are you looking to buy something?
Perhaps. Are you in from Torgus?
Yeah, just this morning.
Ah, indeed. How was the travel?
Good. Cold. Night travel's always cold, but I mean, we don't get day travel around here much anymore, do we?
Indeed. Any news? I've heard of. There's been some bodies found lately in some neighboring towns, and we're interested in knowing if that area is safe.
Really? I don't know much about that.
Indeed.
The bodies, the neighboring towns, like Torgos?
I think we
Okay.
heard word of some a murder in Bryn Shander recently.
Yeah. Bryn Shander. We were just in Bryn Shander a couple days back.
Indeed.
I did not hear anything about a murder.
Weird.
Interesting.
There was one a couple of weeks back, I remember.
Interesting. Okay. Right. Well, good to know.
Doc's checking out the wares, and also checking out this female dwarf a little bit.
She has a scar on one cheek that runs into her beard. It's a short, well-kept beard, like dark brown, like a chestnut brown. Longer hair, cold weather gear kind of packed up. There is some heat coming from the back of the tent that she's got. Like they have some sort of magical heat, space heater back there that's kicking heat forward.
Kind of like what you see on the sidelines of an NFL game, right?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Something you
Those
put your
big
helmet on.
blowers. Yeah.
But what you were looking beyond her, you were checking out the wares.
Yep.
You do see the typical standard stuff that most of these suppliers hold. You do see littered about it the similar stuff I was talking to with Aaron about the like fenced goods. And looking through it, you would come to a similar conclusion. These are all types of things amongst your everyday goods. Is these things that you look and go, wow, those look like things that would have some value if I was looking to steal anything. Thinking back on, and then you're like thankful for the amount of money in your pocket suddenly. For like the first time in a very long time.
So looking for a flask, specifically the biggest flask I can find, like maybe if a Goliath-sized flask was available.
A Goliath-sized flask. Make an investigation check. Or do you ask?
Sure, I'll ask. Yeah.
Goliath-sized flask, huh? Something, I mean, that's unusual for someone your size to want a Goliath-sized flask. I don't know where you'd necessarily keep it, but yeah, I do.
Prison pocket.
And she pulls out this Goliath-sized flask and sets it on the table, and you can see at the top where it's metal, and then the outside of it's all done in an ornate wood. I said, "There's nothing magical about it. It's just a big flask." But
do I think I could jam it in my backpack if nothing else was in my backpack?
Yes. It would just fit in your back. Like you could stretch the backpack mouth and it would literally go into the backpack and you basically be wearing a flask holder on your back.
It'd be like a Flavor Flav.
They have
like a big Flavor Flav
clock. Yeah, hanging around the front.
Yeah, boy.
Hang it from a gold chain.
So you should ask if now they have a bigger backpack now.
Yeah.
I think I need a bigger box.
Yeah. How much for this? This is incredible.
Oh, that 2 gold.
2 gold.
Yeah.
I will definitely be purchasing that.
Do you
by
want
chance,
to?
Do you have any? Yes.
That'd be another gold to have it filled, but it's fantastic
Sure.
cider. It takes a flask over and flips the lid on it, and this hot cider is just running out of this keg into the flask, and twists up the top on it, hands it back to you, and it is cool on the outside, like cold. But you open that cap to kind of look at it, and it's just steaming. It's keeping that stuff nice and toasty warm.
Nice.
Almost like the not Siberian Huskies, the great big
Saint
dog.
Bernards.
St. Bernards that would carry the thing of whiskey on their neck.
Nice. Yes. That's great. So I'll hand over the 3 gold then for that.
Yep.
And I'll say I didn't catch your name.
Well, my name's Torga. This is my traveling shop. If you need anything of the mundane, we have it. If you need anything kind of special, we can arrange that too.
I'm gonna nudge Aaron on and give him kind of an eye, like, "Ugh, I think Doc has a crush on Torga."
I'm gonna kind of go give him like the huh, huh, huh.
You want to find me later? Go
So-
for a tumble?
What's that?
She overheard the two of you. She looked at Doc, said, "You want to find me later and go for a tumble?"
I'll see if I can get some time off from my boss.
All right.
Hey man, knock yourself out. He's all
I'm
yours,
here.
Torga.
I'm here one night.
Where are you staying?
Oh, our safe house is just down the road here. Look for this symbol right here. And she points to the Torga's symbol.
I think we just got an invite to the after party.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think this is the best way that this could have ever happened. Way to take one for the team, Doc. So I'm gonna ask. So you guys are only in for one night. You guys want to have a couple of drinks then? We're only in town for a night too. Might as well hang out.
What do you say, lads? Some drinks tonight? The Blue King Lamb's right here. And there's a general kind of nod and yeah, sure.
We would love to meet you for a drink.
Well, okay then. I'd love to meet that one for a tumble.
And he would love to meet you too.
I love how open this is. Like, ain't no thing.
She's got no like filter for. She likes you, Doc.
This is Christmas morning for me.
I love that we're just answering for Doc. And he's just
Christmas
like, yep,
morning.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being
It's
pimped out.
It's Christmas
and
morning.
I'm
Love
okay
is in
with
the
it.
air.
I like it. All right. So that went well.
So, what do you guys do then? At this point.
Well, we have most of the day then, right? Because we've got plans
of
for
the
the
day.
evening.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Go find
so
Ellie.
I think we can head
Do we?
back to the hotel, find Ellie, and then maybe do we talk about headed to the mine for the day and kind of investigating what we heard?
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because we do have most of the day, and then we're invited to drinks later today.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Would there be someone in town that runs the mines that maybe we would want to have a conversation with before heading there?
Yes. I'm gonna go back to the top. What I am going to do is I'm going to. You guys head back to the inn to find Ellie after her nap, and just as you get to the inn, coming down the road the other direction, is Sefik. And we'll stop right there as you see him coming down the road
Oh,
outside
boy.
the inn.
Oh man, choose your own adventure here.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna give me an entire week to figure out what I want to do.
It's fun. That's why I want to do that. So.
Awesome. Thanks for
I don't know
joining,
if you-
everybody.
I don't know if you
Oh, go
I don't know
ahead.
if you posted in chat that it was going to be a shorter session today, or if
We kind of mentioned
we
it a
knew.
couple times,
okay,
maybe once or
I
twice.
don't have the chat open.
No, I mean we talked about it. I don't think we actually put it in chat, did we? Other than your short show.
Yeah, that was the short show.
So yeah, thanks to everybody for hopping in chat. It is a little bit shorter today. I have an engagement this morning in about an hour.
You're engaged? Congratulations.
You,
It's going to get
Those of you that know Norm know he's married. So being engaged is kind of a what?
that would be a no-no.
Don't tell the wife.
Also, that's not. I don't think that's legal in Wisconsin.
Or most places.
What about Utah? Or is that just a myth?
No,
I think
a
that's
big-
frowned upon, but people
I-
look past it, right?
I
I
can't.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Thought there was somewhere in the U.S. that it was like illegal
Yeah, it is. I think that is
legal.
polygamy. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm staying
I'm
away from
guessing.
that topic.
I'm just guessing somewhere where there's a lot of desert and people can live out in the middle of nowhere and do whatever the flip they want. That's why I
All
guess.
right.
They
Well,
call
anyway,
that Burning Man.
thanks to everybody for popping in. We love that you are following us and watching. We did hit 50 followers
Yeah.
during chat about 10 minutes ago.
Nice.
Nice work. Thanks. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I love it.
Yep, Little Sister 2007 got us to the jump.
Little Sister 2007. That's phenomenal.
Here.
Yep.
That is phenomenal.
Appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Thanks for Scoot and Jack McHugh for being active in the chat with us. It's the comments are always welcome and fun. And yeah, we will be back again next Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Until then, you can follow us all on Twitter. I am at Tom M. Norman. Genius is at Lazy Dragon GB. Cooch is at Crazy Cooch. And Mr. DMJC is Wildfire 1265. 2 Nerds 1 Quest is at 2 Nerds 1 Quest. Number 2 Nerds number 1 Quest. And we also have, if you want to support us, we have patreon.com/2 Nerds 1 Quest. That's number 2 Nerds number 1 Quest.
2 Nerds 1 Quest, not 2 Nerds and 1 Quest.
I didn't say and.
Yes, you did. Go back and rewind.
There's an
No.
If
ampersand.
you call me out, I'm going to call you on it.
Did I really?
Yes, you
There's an
did.
ampersand.
2
I've
Nerds.
been waiting for that, Norm.
Either that or an apostrophe N.
I need.
Yeah.
Kirkalicious, I have no idea how you are not following. Thanks for following. Kirk! I thought you were at one point, man.
Probably
Something else to give a
included.
shit about.
Probably there
We-
somewhere.
We need to vote for show titles.
Oh, yeah, let's do show titles while we're live right now. So,
Yeah, show titles
if
are fun.
you
Go to
haven't-
tommnorm.showbot.tv or click on the link in chat that I think Norm just tried to put in and failed.
Yeah, because I was trying to do two things at once. Go to this link I just put in chat. We're going to do show titles real quick here. tommnorm.showbot.
The he goes in the bag of holding when Ellie goes in the bag of holding just was so reminiscent to me of wherever I go he goes. That I'm like, I gotta vote for that one.
That's funny.
All right, so I'm going to read these out loud. He goes in the bag of holding when Ellie goes in the bag of holding. I wear my flask like Flavor Flav. The bag of holding is not a zombie keeper. Respite, prison pocket, and the other one, Showbot, is my accident, my happy little accident, which I'm going to delete.
It's adorable.
Lots of votes in there today. 5.
I don't know how Prison Pocket got on there, but that's a different podcast. Completely.
Because you said prison pocket, and it made me laugh.
I feel like I say it every show.
That's the first time I've ever heard you say prison pocket on the stream.
That could be.
Right? We could just have
I
this
do a lot
slide
of
into every episode here, huh?
Dungeons and Dragons. So.
Yeah, you say that a lot on Wednesday nights.
Oh, okay, that's where it comes from.
It's looking like he goes in the bag of holding when Ellie goes in the bag of holding is going to be your winner unless we get a bunch of other votes for other stuff.
I like it. It's
I
fun
think
and
our-
descriptive.
Ellie needs
I think
to
our
find
show
a
titles have been.
levitating
Go ahead.
egg. She needs to find a levitating ostrich egg that will just follow behind her.
Right? Oh, too bad we don't have a wizard in the group, huh?
Put the little guy in there. That'd be hilarious.
Thanks, Scoot and Jack McKee. We appreciate you being here. Love that you're able to join us every Sunday.
Awesome. Too fun. And you can always watch playbacks on Twitch. So
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm also uploading them to YouTube. So after, because Twitch holds on to them for like a month, maybe. So after a month, they'll still be archived on YouTube. I'll share that link out later
Beautiful.
today. But
beautiful.
for those of you who are listening to the free podcast version will be going away. It's going to become a Patreon exclusive, just for for reasons. Reasons is good
Technical
enough
reasons,
for me.
honestly.
Yeah.
It takes
So-
extra time to do. It's extra work for Tom. So
And the video is the way to watch because, I mean, I
Yeah.
make great faces.
and the visual gags for the audio people. Yep.
Be-
Exactly. They don't work so well in the audio.
YouTube is so accessible, to be honest. So, great
True.
way to watch.
So is Twitch. And if you want it just on Twitch, watch the replay on Twitch and hit audio only. If you want the audio only, you don't want to stream a video. Still getting it that way.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool. So thanks to everybody. We are at 51 followers. Thank you, Kirk, for following as well. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Woo woo. Whoop. Metal.
Woo, woo, woo.
I'm just gonna sit here like this and just make it awkward for a while. All right. All right. For me, for JC, for Cooch, and for Lazy Dragon. We'll catch you next week.
And for that little shawinga.
Jawinga.
That thing's gonna get smothered in its sleep.